Hopefully, okay, I'll turn myself right up. Right. Okay, so happy weekend coming up here. I hope that everybody is happy and well. There's a few things that I just wanted to chat about today in light of the 999 portal and eclipses and shifts in humanity, etc. September is a month, as I told you at the beginning of it, of collapse of systems, and collapse of two different types of connections with people. There are people that are going to split off from each other. This has been happening for some time, and there are timelines that are really showing you what is chaotic, okay, what is, it feels like there's nothing happening. You've had a crappy few days. You've had a time with money, or a time with family, or at work, or whatever's going on for you. Something hasn't been going right. So I wanted to just gently come in today and remind you that when everything is appearing wrong in your life, usually it is to show you where you are still doing the same things and wanting a different outcome. It also usually comes up right before there is a big change. When we see things that we don't agree with, we don't like, we can't believe people's behavior, or we don't believe their beliefs, or we're not sitting in the same feeling as them anymore, what usually tends to happen is that people start to pick on that energy and focus on it. Oh, they're wrong, and how could they be doing this, and right? And although you feel justified in that, you're actually empowering that. Remember when we talked about if you don't like someone, or if you don't like a leader, if you don't like a political party or whatever, every time you send your disgust to that energy, it amplifies their energy. Same with your life, the way that you talk. Everything is amplified through voice, through thought, and the universe doesn't know the difference between your inner thoughts and what you're saying. So even if you think you're just keeping it to yourself, right, it's heard. So what gets me is that people focus on who they hate or who they don't like all of the time, thinking that that's going to make a difference. And it won't. It will only increase the power of those people, right? It will only increase their energy, not decrease it. You actually deplete yourself. Okay, so in light of that, okay, and understanding that nobody's perfect, we're going to have stuff that we don't like, all right, and we're going to be upset about it, and it's going to just be shocking in our lives, and we're going to be annoyed at people, and we're going to be upset, and we're going to be disgusted, and we're going to have those feelings. So I'm not saying, you know, oh, you've got to be perfect in all of your actions, but all I'm saying is, if you have put time and energy into something that you don't like, right, and it's been causing you stress and it's been causing you pain, it's time to take your power back. It's time to recalibrate. And on Sunday, I'm actually going to go live on YouTube. So just keep an eye on that. If you want to just hang out, I'm just going to do a hangout. I'm not doing anything like answering tarot and questions and cards. it's just a hangout, because the energy right now is very focused on collapse of the old systems. Unfortunately, this means more of what we've seen. Now, you can give yourself a focus on that, or you can start seeing things in a different perspective. You can start drawing yourself towards the timeline, or step on the timeline that is focused on peace, compassion, joy, knowledge, experiences, amplification of energy, good health, strong vitality, speaking your truth, speaking the light, speaking the joy, speaking the flame, which is the light, speaking the essence, understanding things on a larger scale, blessing the land, blessing your animals, blessing your family members, and especially people you don't like. Sending blessings to them is the best thing that you can do. Pink light of love and compassion to surround them, because many people that are in those frames of mind, okay, of being hurtful and angry and lashing out and hurting other people, and we know, right? When those people are actually caught in a web, they are caught in an ongoing circular energy of going back and around in what they feel is justified. And they go around and around and around, looking at the inspiration of others who are keeping that rhetoric going and that hate and that energy. So you're not going to break them by saying, hey, don't you think that that's wrong what you're doing? It doesn't break them. They just feel more justified with what they're doing. So what you do is we send out beacon of compassion and pink light of love. We ask the angels to move much closer. We activate the grid lines. We take ourselves, we take our empowerment back in our way. We don't have to explain ourselves. We don't have to justify anything. We're just taking our power back and spreading out this energy throughout the grids, the ley lines of the earth, throughout the energy of the auric field of the earth as well, as we shatter this dome, this net, this matrix, this veil. And I've told you about this and told you about this and told you about this, how it's all going to collapse, crash down, truth revealed. Things like this that we've seen during the week happen, things that are happening all over the globe every single day. If the world that we want is to be peaceful and to understand each other, without having to tell each other you're wrong and whatever, right? We're not arguing like little kids, or picking on each other, or picking sides even. There's no such thing. In flame sovereignty, there's no such thing as sides. Only your truth, what you believe in, and positive energy, right? Doing good things, not amplifying bad things, not congratulating things that are horrible that happen and saying, yay, great, that's great. That is not the timeline that you want, because if it is the timeline that you want, and you are negative, and you are going around in circles, and you are celebrating all of these things that are bad, right, we know are bad, then that's the energy that you'll keep seeing, right? Or people will keep seeing. So if you don't want that energy in your life, then there can be no energy towards it, because you're not going in that direction. And if people are going in that direction, that's actually their choice. It's actually their prerogative. That's where they're at. You can lead by example. You can try, right? But you don't want to be constantly trying to awaken people who are asleep, because they are going to try to push their viewpoint on you that you didn't ask for, and they're not asking for your viewpoint either. If somebody says something horrible in your comments or on your videos or on your social media, or they don't agree with you, remove it. I'm very careful after all of these years on social media, because you're going to upset somebody no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you believe. Even being a person who is a guide and a teacher of spiritual things gets scoffed at. And you're just trying to do good. And it's still not good enough, or not the right thing, or a weird thing, or a strange thing, or someone's cuckoo if they are doing this, right? However, when you are looking for a balanced life, when you want to take charge of your life and control of your life, to me, there's no other option but to look outside of the chaos, find the calm, and stay in the calm, right? And continue to create that energy. Continue to share what you've learnt with those who are interested in learning. For me, I can't force everybody to understand what I'm doing or to understand me or anything. I'm just a person on the internet trying to share truth, trying to share sovereignty, trying to help you to understand how powerful you are, right? Through your thoughts and through your words, which is where the voice of the flame is. That's also you. Your voice can shatter things, can collapse timelines. You can command something of your energy to take place as long as it's not hurting anybody else. People who command hurting other people are in a whole other timeline. They're in a whole other energy that you're never going to understand. And you're in a whole other energy that other people can't understand. The difference is compassion. The difference is to stay in your lane a little bit more and focus on the direction of what you're trying to achieve. There are so many people that are really understanding this now, and I'm finally hearing the words of the split. I'm finally hearing the words of spiritual warfare. It's not really spiritual warfare. We've already had that, okay? That's already happened. But what we're doing is we're taking back the essence of who we are as a soul before the infiltration of the dome, of the net, of the veil, before the earth cracked, before the earth fractured, before there was infiltration of darker forces. Okay, we have held and encoded this energy within us. This is not outside of us. This is not something that someone attunes you with. This is something that opens inside of you when you're ready, when you feel that calling, right? So the more and more and more things that you witness, the more news that you listen to, the more views that you listen to that are not resonating with you will cause you to feel unwell. It will cause you to feel stress and anxiety. So you've got to make sure that you are also collapsing down anything that doesn't serve you, not looking at things that upset you, and instead do something that benefits all, if you want to benefit all, by imagining compassion flowing throughout the world, that a light bulb moment does happen to your loved ones. Some of us have family members that with opposite views. Some of their views are pretty loud. So just staying in your lane and focusing out to the world and into the earth and above us as well, and draw down this energy and stream it down within your being, and living that life and being an example of peace and calm, happiness, joy. You can be funny, you can be silly, you can be goofy. I was surprised when, you know, being goofy was somehow not supposed to be allowed. And I thought, no, we need to stop having a spiritual practice in a box of how it's supposed to be, because remember that a lot of the spiritual energy has also been infiltrated with false light. And you're going to start to see that false light collapse also. Big speakers, big well-known platforms, big things coming down. People you wouldn't even imagine are false, and they're going to be seen. And hey, that's just part of the process of shifting into the right timeline for us, where we've been detoured for some time. We had a big reset with 2020, and we've been detoured. People have been going without. People have been struggling more than ever. People have had this, you know, feeling of angst with regards to bills and prices going up and all of this sort of stuff. And we have to reconnect ourselves with our own frequency of our own currency and stop that old thought process of stress and worry. We can't pick on people for their decisions and their choices in life, right? But you can focus on yours and how you want that to look. And remember, the message I got at the very beginning of the year was, Becky, what are you trying to achieve here? What are you trying to achieve? By the time you pass, what would you want to have left behind you? Excuse me. And all I would want people to be able to know or learn from me is how to take your power back, how to have mastery on your journey, and to not let anything stand in the way of what you love, who you are as a soul, okay, the joy that you want to bring in this world in your own way. To be unique to yourself is your superpower. That's what it is. It's your superpower. So one of the things that you can start doing is anchoring into the path that you really actually want. And that means limiting all of the distractions, right? I have to just, I'm on social media because I'm trying to get my message out into the dark places, right? Put the light in the dark places. But I have to scroll through, you know, I just can't look. If someone that is my friend, say on Facebook, is posting all kinds of stuff that I don't want to see, I just unfollow all of that. Like regardless of how long I've known the person for or whatever. Because my focus, and this is for me, right? Yours might be different. Mine is just having fun, focusing on where I'm going, unblocking, collapsing down, working on the earth, working on the dome, collapsing this down as fast as I can, shattering it, working on unlocking time capsules, working on time locks and vaults around the globe, working on unlocking all of these places, understanding how it works within our own physical body, working on things to teach you. That's what I'm doing. So if things are distracting from that or not making me laugh, I post funny memes as well because they make me laugh. I'm like, I can't help it. I'm a human being at the end of the day. So, you know, just having that joy as the highest vibration, or, you know, if someone is constantly complaining, again, I can't, they don't want help. They just want to complain. I can't, it cannot be around me because I found my energy just goes, duh. Right? So if you feel like you're just going like, ugh, like this, isn't that telling you everything? You're not lifted, right? You're not focused. You're losing your train of thought. Again, taking your power back, taking your connection back to the self, bringing yourself into alignment, closing off distractions is the same thing as collapsing down old energy. When you think about the old life that you had, you think about the mistakes, or you think about the issues, or you think about the problems, or you think about this and that, doesn't it make you feel unwell? Collapse it. Just focus on that. So if you had in front of you a whole lot of golden strings, right? Let's just say there was these golden threads in front of you. And let's say there are 5 golden threads in front of you. And you're just imagining this coming out from your heart, right? So you close your eyes. Imagine these 5 golden threads coming out. And you intuitively say, which one of those 5 golden threads am I really happy when I look at it? Am I feeling joy? Which one of those golden threads? As soon as you're focusing your energy on those golden threads and which one you sort of light up with, that particular golden thread is going to get wider and wider and wider until the other ones leave. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them, but they're out of your way, right? This particular golden thread starts to hum. It starts to vibrate, okay? It starts to expand until it is a part of you, a part of your energy field. That is the direction that you're going. That is the new timeline for you. So anytime you feel confused, go back to that exercise of seeing the 5 golden strands in front of you, sensing which one is humming and vibrating, which one makes you feel happier when you see it, you can sense it. It's an instantaneous feeling. It's not an overthinking. It's just an instantaneous, and then it starts to widen and hum and get brighter even and become a part of your entire. So in other words, what you're doing is you're drawing towards you that golden timeline. That's the one. That's the one that brings you the joy, right? That's the one that holds everything that you're looking for. So stay on it, okay? Secret. All right. I do have my Domino Angel cards. So, angels, what say you? Archangel Barachiel. Number 3. It's indicating that you may find an item that is valuable, either monetary or sentimental. You may find an item. And this is also something that will come as a sign for you on that golden timeline. Is something you'll find, or you'll see a coin, or an old picture, or you'll come across something will fly off, a book will fly up, whatever it is, you're going to find something that you need. Be on the lookout. It's also a time when real solutions are needed to your problems. An older person might help you with this. You might ask yourself, what am I really hiding about myself, about my life? Barachiel, you can have a pink crystal, a pink candle, or you can just attune or dedicate a crystal to Barachiel. Barachiel helps you to understand your values, understand your resources, understand where you're wasting time and you're wasting energy. Why do you do that? Again, it's totally fine to have opinions about something and to make your statements and to do what you have to do. That's speaking your truth, right? If it involves hate or disgust, you know, even if you're hating and disgusting what is hateful and disgusting, you lose your power. Just remember that. If you don't want someone to have a hold on you, okay, be happy. Because if you really wanted to be the most successful in your life and win, if you need to win, happiness is your key. Joy is your key. Don't let anyone take that away from you either. You don't explain yourself. You don't have to justify your actions. You don't have to justify who you are, right? Especially if you're doing things from a good and loving standpoint. And that good love energy that everybody wants, everybody to be accepted by everybody else, but then only when it's suiting, and only there's all these conditions on it. And if there is some kind of a split, then we're not having conditions on anything. We're all focusing on where we're going, unconditionally loving. Doesn't mean you have to agree, but you're still compassionate enough to continue to walk in your way and let that happen. Because, as I said, the Pluto is in Aquarius. This causes humanitarian actions, okay, and unification. And over the next 20 years, those who are unified, those who are loving and kind and doing their best in life, no matter if they make mistakes or not, they're still focused on goodness for humanity. They're going in one direction, and the darkness and the control and the old mechanisms and the perversions and the murders, etc., they're all going in another direction. For the first time in a very long time, the sovereignty, or the flame sovereignty, is going to be igniting very, 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 very quickly, and burning away all that is unnecessary. And that is an energetic process as well. It is needed. It is time. There are time capsules that have opened in this space, in the now, for that to occur for all of us that are trying to move forward and get out of all of this old energy, the entrapments and the debts and the pain and the losses and all of the things we're trying to lift, and we're still being pulled back, and people are carrying on, and you know, people have nothing, and people are still fighting to hang on, right? And the darkness, believe me, wants you to believe that you can't do it, and that you have to give in, and that you might as well just take this. And they've been trying to do this to me, saying, Becky, you're not doing anything, nothing's happening, nobody's coming, nobody's doing anything, you're just hanging in there. And yeah, I am. But at the same time, I'm not letting that negative voice win over me, right? Because I know that that does not lead to the things that I'm trying to achieve. And that, you know, having an abundant vibration doesn't come from lack and worry and fears, right? So you have to claim what is yours, command the energy as well, and be on the lookout for signs that this is happening. And it's happening fast, very fast. 999 portal was no joke. There was actually 4 9s in it. If you add up the 3 9s, it ends up being 27, and then 2 and 7 is 9. So we had the 4 9s, okay? Of course, there were things that were going to end. People that were going to change and shift and bend and move. Shocking circumstances with Uranus as well. Not just, doesn't even matter about the planets. It's just what's been happening because of the work that's been done. So much work has been done. The midpoint activation that happened here in August created a whole ripple effect of change, right? This is what starts happening. Azrael, number 5, another ending. Archangel Azrael is with you. This can mean a time of a loss, attendance at a funeral, or that your support is indeed required. There will be an increased sense that you're not alone. Please listen to that. And this is also a hello from heaven directly to you. You are supported, you are loved, you are guided. This whole veil, okay, where we say that our loved ones are behind the veil, okay, we need to stop saying that. They are in the here and now. The veil was created to block us from all, okay, all spiritual knowledge and all spiritual energy, our loved ones walking around us and connected with us as our guides and angels, okay? Let's normalize them walking with us all the time. Your loved ones are in many ways more alive than you, right? Because they're not held down by the densities here. Don't ignore a calling to mediumship or helping others with their loss right now. Right, thanking you, Archangel Azrael. Archangel Azrael is also a fantastic angel to call in transition periods of your life, right? The dying off of the old vibe, the old ways of doing things, the old ways of connecting, the old, same old ways, and you're trying to stand out in a world that is, everybody's doing the same thing. Azrael helps you to transition into the life that you want, right? To transform your vibe, okay? And bring you into alignment with things that are more peaceful for you. It's not hard. It's not hard work. You're understanding things. You're not living in your brain all of the time, okay? Because so many people go, and then what? And what about this? And what about that? And can someone help me? And I need help with this and this and this and this. And oh, I want to do this and this and this. And I don't know. It's too much up here, right? We have to be here. This is the seat of our soul. This is the central part of who we are. This is where a lot of information is stored in the front and behind you as well, right? We have it all in here. Our wealth location is in our stomach. So when you put your hand over your stomach, okay, and you start doing affirmations, you can break open the locks in there and start losing the belly fat if you have that too, right? This is where we hold a lot of tension in our body, a lot of fluid and a lot of pushing down of so we have our grief up here, but sometimes we just push it and push it and push it down, right, into the lower parts. So you can feel in your body when you think about something that you don't have, you can actually feel in your body what is the lock, what is the vault, where is the doorway, where have you shut it off in your life. You can feel it, okay? Azrael helps us to transform, asks you to empower yourself now, okay? Asks you to be gentle with yourself in a process. Some people are grieving. Like every day there are losses. I pointed that out yesterday. Every day, all around the world, somebody passes away. Like, I think it was like 80,000 people by the end of the day or more that passed just yesterday, right? 43 million people plus around the globe this year already. People are grieving. And people are dealing with that. I remember like when my brother Nathan died in the year 2000, I was like, well, everybody's just going on about their day. Like, don't you know my brother died? That's what it felt like. Like you feel like you're so alone in it, right? You feel like you're just annoyed that everybody is just going on with life while you're there, you're stuck there. Not to mention trying to work out what happens when someone passes away. Are they really this? Are they really that? And, you know, you're constantly wanting to reach out, but then afraid and all of those things, right? And people are going through a lot all of the time that we don't even know about. I do feel that compassion is key for everything. Archangel Raphael, we have the number 7. Archangel Raphael is with you, offering you a chance to put healing skills into action. It's a time to go to the doctor if you need to. If you need to. Don't be silly about healing practices, right? Or seek advice about getting into the healing profession. You can do my free course, Healing the Healer. You can start semester 1, 2, or 3 for $30 a month, okay? And just get your accreditation, understand what you're doing. Now, you're reminded that you are a born healer. And as such, you may be called into duty at this time. Believe in yourself and your ability to heal yourself. Your ability to heal yourself. Understand yourself. Understand what your body is doing and why. You can heal yourself. You can heal yourself, okay? It doesn't mean that I'm telling you that you need to stop going to the doctor right now and heal yourself, okay? What I'm saying to you is that it is possible. You need to continue with whatever it is that you've decided for your life with doctors and medications and all of those things until you master, okay, how your body is reacting emotionally to things. Once you master this, you will shift our energy if that's part of your soul mission. If you're supposed to be here, and you're supposed to be healthy, happy, something that you've decided for yourself, it will have no choice but to start to happen. You'll have no choice but to start to reverse, okay? And there are ways to do this, and it's no joke, okay? And obviously I know this because I've done it myself and for countless other people as well. You are someone, we're all born as a healer. Now, what does that mean? It means that your natural inclination is to heal yourself. I can prove it. When you're a little child, okay? When you're a baby, oh my gosh, my ear's itching now the angels are here. When you're a baby, oh my gosh, you fall over. Okay, you fall over. The first thing you do is you put your hands straight on that spot and then you start crying like, oh, help me. You know, I'm hurt, okay? But I've got my hands on that spot. Kid will come to you like this. They instinctively put their hand wherever it is they hurt themselves. They hold it, right? That's what they do because it's an intuitive, inbuilt, born with ability. Okay, your natural instinct is to soothe. Your natural instinct is to soothe. Okay, so when you can't soothe yourself and you feel like something's out of control and the worry kicks in and your brain kicks in and you start focusing on something not happening, then it exacerbates. Same with anxiety. You start thinking about possibly getting anxiety and it starts to rise up in you. Like, oh, is this what we're doing? Okay, we're going to get really worried about this. You say, oh, I've got migraines. Again, you're programming it in that you've got something, number one. But your crown's probably all blocked off. You know, if you can do the little extra adjustments for yourself, commanding the energy, you'll pretty much find that things shift out. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and my hip or my leg or something is just like locked into something. And I know, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. It's going to loosen up. But I also take notice of the area that it is, the side of my body that it's on. And, you know, I can sort of generate where that's come from or who might be influencing that, or pockets of energy that are leaving. Now, I know that this may be all over the place for some people. I know some people are going to go right ahead and do what they want to do and go to the, get your chemicals from the pharmaceutical pharmacy. You're going to go to the doctor and listen to what they say and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm always saying to people, if you feel like you need that, do it. This is not about being tough, okay? Like for me, if I just pass out and I start seizing, well, I'm not going to be able to say, oh, just hang on. I'm going to work out what the seize is. Obviously I'm going to have to go, right? If I'm having a heart attack, I'm going to have to go. If I'm cut and gashed, I'm going to have to get stitched up, even though I probably would just do butterfly stitches or try to heal it myself, right? But I'm in a different sort of league because I've been doing this for so long. Since 24 years old, I've been self-healing, right? It was a decision. It was a overpowering determination. And I still didn't know what I was doing back then, other than deciding, right? And that decision was bigger than any problem. And, that was with cervical cancer, and that was going into stage 2B, quite invasive. This wasn't just something that was some little thing. This was, right? And there was just no way that I was accepting any of that. Now that's my decision, right? And I can help you with that, and I can help unblock, and I can help unlock, and give you advice on just about anything. And that's what these transmission readings are for, to really look into your field and see, okay, this is coming in, this is where you need to let go of this is what that is, or this is really good, this is coming into the future, right? So you can get a really good look at the field. And it's something that I used to do, where I'd just be talking to you over the phone and then create for you a big report, like a healing report, where then you could go off if you wanted to and do it yourself, or you could work with me personally. Now, I still offer some longer, larger sessions, because what I found was that if I did things in 6 weeks, even though I've got all the work ready there for you, you may not be ready to implement it that quickly, right? So I developed a 12-week program. Now I still have this. You can make payments on it and do all that sort of stuff. And you can talk with me personally and receive written reports, PDFs, exercises to do. It's all tailor-made for you, right? Because I realize that people still need that extra support, right? They do. And I know that there are situations in each person's lives that are completely different to others, right? But I do know that every single one of you, okay, are a healer, in a sense that you intuitively know what to do. You may not always listen, but you know what to do. Okay, one more card. Aha. Cambriel. The number is 5 again. Okay. Cambriel's with you now, helping you to develop your psychic awareness. You may have strong urges to speak with someone. Maybe this is someone that you've avoided, but now's the time to follow through with this. You will have the most energy at night, and you should attend things that you're invited to. It's not a really good time for gambling, so keep your money in your wallets. Unexpected visitors through the night. Thank you, Archangel Cambriel. Light a dark purple, a blue or purple candle to connect. So our psychic awareness, these is again things about the energy already within us, right? We already have this. We already have these things. These are not something that all of a sudden somebody magically makes you have. It works with belief. When you already accept yourself as a sovereign being of light, and you already accept yourself as having and holding and you know, being able to have all of these abilities and use them, whether you're using them professionally or just to help you in your daily life. When you understand that we have and we come equipped with everything that we need to be everything we want to be, once we understand this part of it, that's when you unlock all of those things. Belief is key. You can't say, oh wow, I trust, I believe, but hang on, how's that going to happen? Oh, when's it going to happen? Oh, the doubts crept in and you've blocked yourself right away. Same with money and timelines and anything you want. As soon as you start questioning and worrying and panicking, what you've done is you've grabbed onto the old version of yourself and blocked the flow of the new version of yourself. Why would you do that? It's human nature, it's sabotage, it's fear. We're moving away from all of this now. As you begin to develop, as you begin to look at things on a larger scale, you start to become more certain and you start to become more confident, and you release all of your baggage and you don't let anybody have that hold on you anymore. You're not carrying around someone you don't like with you all of the time. You know, you're not confused because you refuse to get yourself in a state that would start this spiraling from, you know, happening. You refuse and you recenter yourself. You take a minute for yourself and pull yourself back into line where you want to go. If everything starts getting like this, claim it, command it, pull it down, okay? It's time for us to understand our movement forward, okay, is going to happen a lot quicker if we are only focusing on where we're going. Trying to get people to come with us, it's a delay. It's a distraction. Instead, focusing your vibes into the earth and around, collapsing down this dome, that's the way to do it. If you want to focus outside of yourself, do it in a bigger way. You're never going to get some people to see your point of view, but live the life you want to anyway. Living by example is the only way people start to recognize what you're doing, not trying to make them see through words. You have to be the example of what it is that you're trying to achieve. So anyway, I don't know, hopefully that this message helped you. And you can use the coupon code as well if you want to have a transmission reading. Whatever it is, I hope to still be here. And on the 21st of September, if you're part of the Patreon Flame tier, this is a special tier just so I can go live and take you through training and take you through activation points for the Voice of the Flame work, which is flame sovereignty, which is going to take over the old ways of doing things. And it is easy to do. You just become a patron of the Flame tier, or you can do it here on YouTube as part of the Flame tier, or you can speak with me one-on-one, our own private sort of connection. And there's an option for that as well. But it's only on Patreon, or if you're a member here on YouTube, make sure you're choosing the right one for you, okay? Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday. I'll let everybody know what time I'm going to go live, most likely in the morning because we have 6 dogs. So sitting there in the evenings is not something I'm going to do. So I will talk to you all soon, and sending blessings. Be calm this weekend, okay? And bye for now.